Today I'm going to be installing a aftermarket head on my 300 XCW, so 2017 model. The one I'm installing is from Two Stroke Performance, a company out of Australia. I'm currently living in Canada, so I actually purchased this through South Bay Moto Performance out of the States, down in California. They are the North American distributor at this stage for Two Stroke Performance, and it was great. Just bought it online. It got shipped up here really quickly. I think it was 4 days, and across the border and everything, and shipping was really excellent. So thank you very much. That was awesome. Yeah, I'm going to be installing it on my 2017 here. It is, well, the bike has 150 hours on it, and I redid the top end 10 hours ago. So it's a pretty fresh motor. It's running pretty well. I've got Electron H series carb on the bike at the moment, and it's running great. So maybe a little burbly off idle, just a little spluttery, nothing really significant. It doesn't affect the riding at all, but yeah, I'm a bit of a perfectionist sometimes, and I was kind of hoping that perhaps this head would help clean that up a little and just give me a bit more compression in the engine as well. Might make it a little better, but I mean, the bike is great as it is, but you know, why not, hey? The head is absolutely amazing. I've already looked at it. I'll show you on camera in a second. It's just a beautiful piece, anodized, just machined nicely. It looks incredible, so it's going to be really fun to install it and to get to ride on it as well. And I will take it for a spin and give you my first impressions as well. So today isn't really going to be like a how to install day. I'm going to get some footage of it, but it's more of me just showing you installing it. So but it's pretty easy to put a head on a two-stroke. It's not rocket science. So yeah, well, let's get into it and have a quick look at this two-stroke performance head. Okay, so here is the box it shipped in. Pretty nice little box, not too large. This open, and you can see in here it comes packaged some protection here, and this is the actual head here from Two Stroke Performance. Kind of cool. I thought that South Bay Moto threw in this candy here, so I'll be eating that later. Looks pretty good. Get rid of that. Also get some cool stickers from Two Stroke Performance and a couple from South Bay Moto Performance as well. Okay, so here is the box. If you can read that, billet two-piece cylinder head from Two Stroke Performance. And here is the good stuff. Got some instructions in here. It tells you about setting the squish clearance and that sort of thing. Some measurements, which is great. And but here is the piece itself. Hoping it's coming up on camera. How beautiful this thing is. It's absolutely stunning. It's beautifully made, and I can't wait to put it on. It's a two-piece design like a lot of aftermarket heads are. So the top piece comes away from the bottom piece, sealed with O-rings in there, and that is also, so if you wanted to, you could, because this is the medium compression head, and if I wanted to say try the lower compression or the higher compression, I could just buy this piece as well, and then it's not as expensive, and you can keep the same top piece for your bike, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I'll get some better shots in a minute where I'm not handling it. But yeah, I was really impressed with this. So got two TSP in there. It's just a really, really beautiful piece, and I'm sure it's going to bolt right up. But yeah, I'll get some shots for you guys. Okay, so before I put this new head on, I've done this off camera, but I put the head on a couple of times and used this bit of solder to measure my squish band clearance. If you don't know what this is about, go check out the Two-Stroke Performance webpage. In their KTM videos, Dave does a great explanation of what this is about, how to measure it, and yeah, just so you know that your squish band is in the right range. Now, for this head, the little label on the box says that it's, what does it say here? It says the intended squish clearance is 1.2 millimeters. The suggested minimum is 1.10 millimeters, and the suggested max is 1.3 millimeters. So I measured mine and it came out to 1.2, which is great. Probably the only reason I measured it was because when I did the top end on this 10 hours ago, I put a slightly thinner base gasket in just to try and increase the compression slightly. I think a 0.6 came out of it, which is normal from factory usually, and I put in a, I don't know, it was over a 0.4, so I brought it down a little bit. And so I was thinking I didn't want the fresh head to be like under the limit. So, but somehow it came out at 1.2 anyway. So there you go. I don't know, maybe this one had a slightly too thick of a base gasket from the factory. Either way, I'm in tolerance, so that's good to know. So we'll get this head on now. Oh, she looks so good. Maybe I should not put the gas tank back on so everyone can see it. Now, I'm not replacing the crush washers under these bolts. I've done numerous two-stroke rebuilds throughout the years and honestly never replaced them, never had a problem. I always torque them down to spec so they don't get overly crushed down, and it's fine, they work fine. I'm also not replacing the O-rings on the head here underneath because they're only 10 hours old and they look great, so I can't see any problems coming from them either. Now, if you're doing this on your bike, make sure you check the user manual for your torque specs. For mine, it's saying 27 Newton meters for these head bolts, so which I think was like 19.9 foot-pounds. So we'll torque these up now. If you've watched any videos on people working on two-strokes, you know, well, for most things, something like this, you go in a star pattern for tightening, crisscross, if you like. Just brings the head down evenly, minimises the chance of any warping. Also probably makes it easier on the O-rings as well. Nothing gets pinched. I just like to tighten them up, just sort of get them all nipped up and then do it in stages a little bit. Sort of get them to this point where they're snug, and then I'll go around and just without even using torque wrench to set it, I'll kind of try and half torque them into star pattern, then I'll go and do the whole way. So here's my attempt at doing sort of half. There. 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 And we'll go for it. They're really not done up that tight, to be honest. It's not a huge amount of torque, but 13mm bolts, and having 6 of them, there's plenty of clamping pressure for this engine. Okay, one last check. We're good. Now we'll throw the spark plug in real quick. Okay, so that's it, it's all done. Installed, coolant's in. I just need to throw the tank and the seat back on. I'm going for a ride tomorrow, so I'll try and shoot some footage. And I know footage doesn't really show the viewer, you know, what's going on, but I'll come back and let you know what my impressions were of the ride anyway. I'm just going to show a little bit of footage because why not? You know, usually when I see someone install something on a dirt bike and then they don't even start the thing up or say anything about it or show any footage, it's kind of disappointing. You kind of just want to see it. So I'll just throw in a couple of quick clips and then let you know what my impressions were. And yeah, but super happy with it. Looks really cool, and I can't wait for tomorrow to get out riding. Okay, so to finish this video off, the footage you're watching here is from a couple of months after I did the install. I've been on a bit of a journey figuring out the jetting and the fueling for the bike. I believe my bike was running really lean before I put the head on, and after putting the head on it exacerbated the issues quite severely. The bike lost power after I had the head on, which was confusing, but I quickly worked out what the issue was. I adjusted my electron carb a couple of times and it helped, but the bottom end was right off idle, was really blubbery, and it was one of the issues I've been trying to improve with this head. So I went back to the stock carb, but I couldn't get happy with it. I put a JD kit in the stock carb and the bike became a powerhouse. It was a lot of fun, but hard to ride in the technical stuff. The bike power wheelied multiple times on me on different rides when I didn't intend it to, and it was tiring to ride in those situations. So I contacted Electron and they suggested a different metering rod for me, one that was leaner off the bottom, richer in the upper and mid range, and I put that in, adjusted it, and now the bike is brilliant. It is so much fun to ride. It has a super wide power band, it's really smooth, really powerful, really predictable. I can lug it, I can rev it out, everything in between, and it responds, runs clean, and is so much fun to ride. So it's been a bit of a journey getting here, but you know, with the right fueling and with this TSP head, the bike is as good as it's ever been, and I'm really, really happy with the results. It's been a long video. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys out on the trails.